The Oblivion remaster is finished, and most people obviously think it's an absolute massive success. Bigger than your mom on a Friday night with the neighbors, wink wink, obviously. And Bethesda, because of this, has been totally humiliated. This is the second largest humiliation Bethesda has suffered in their lives. And keep in mind, modern Bethesda is pretty much only living from humiliation to humiliation at this time, okay? The first biggest humiliation was that their most beloved game of all time, Fallout New Vegas, was not made by them. The second now is the Oblivion Remaster. The fact that a game that Bethesda at modern days would call old, out of touch, out of date, and bad is absolutely destroying every other game that they have released in the past 20 years. And that's humiliating them. And if you know one thing that Todd Howard, the sad excuse for a 5'1" man that he is not happy with this. Oh no, he's not happy. And now Microsoft is going to force Bethesda to do more remakes. And now the Fallout 3 remake is probably happening fast. And Todd is Todd is probably losing it, which makes me smile even more.
When I played the Oblivion remaster that first day, which I do really, if I have one regret, it's that I didn't capture my reaction playing it. Like that sense of wonder, that sense of like, oh my God, this is so great. Like I regret so hard not capturing it. So I will make things right when the Fallout 3 remaster or remake comes around, whatever it does. But look, after playing that Oblivion remaster and seeing how good it is, then looking at the FTC document and seeing what the next project is, and then seeing Nate the Hate say, hey man, 2-3 years probably is when you'll see it. When I look at all that, I'm like, look, I'm gonna make my wish list now. I gotta talk about it now, like about this.
Nate the Hate is an industry plant. It's probably an Xbox stock puppet because the information that he gets is so sparse, so exactly one-sided and only encompassing one thing. It's just it must be an of Microsoft or Xbox stock account that they're just using to do shadow marketing.
Fallout 3 remake and what I hope to see in it. This is the conversation my soul needs to have. Don't you understand what this means to me? You know what this means to me. I don't even have to explain it. Come on now. Ladies and gentlemen, you're just as psychotic as me if you're clicking on this video. So welcome one, welcome all. Hope you're here having a good time. If you're not, consider subscribing. We like to have a good time here, so maybe you'll have more frequent good times in your life. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's kick things off. What does Maddie want to see in a potential Fallout 3 remake? The peers to me is like, don't touch a damn thing, all right? This is peak gaming. I don't want you to just give it to me again.
By the way, the consent, I forgot to say at the intro, the consensus about the Oblivion remake from the player base is also unanimous. Everyone is thankful that Bethesda didn't touch it at all and didn't add anything. Again, the only thing they effectively added is body type 1 and body type B. And yeah, people hated it, obviously, because it's stupid and it's lame and it ruins our lives in minor ways. And then it subverts the world and makes it worse for all of us. Again, never be silent about the things that you don't like, especially if it is born out of, well, mental disorder. Let's just call it like it is, right?
I was ready to take that like in 2014, right? But now times have changed. Remember when we were asking for that? Like, hey, can we just get like a new collection of Fallout 3 in New Vegas dual pack on PS4 and Xbox One? I think I have videos about it. Well,
New
not
Vegas.
Anymore. Now we're talking this borderline remake project. Bethesda has really set the standards for what a remaster can be, where you just have those moments you're like pump faked. You're like, is that? I don't remember if it was like that in the original. And that's when you know you've got a really good remaster on your hands. So what could Fallout 3 change in my eyes? I think the first place we got to go is the shooting. This is something that is not heavily skill-based, where I feel if Bethesda brought this in line with any Fallout game, it's going to be Fallout 4. Just like I talked about in a previous video, Oblivion was brought in line with Skyrim. Its combat was brought in line with Skyrim. Its UI was brought in line with Skyrim. This is deliberate, right? Because Skyrim is the most popular game Bethesda has ever made and probably will ever make until maybe Elder Scrolls 6 if it knocks it out of the park. But Skyrim is also just the most...
Elder Scrolls 6 is dead.
most popular Elder Scrolls game. Now let's take a look at Fallout. What's the parallel there? It's Fallout 4. Fallout 4 sold like hotcakes. Fallout 4 still insanely relevant. One of the most popular things we covered on this channel was a Fallout 4 next gen update. I was like, how?
True, but Fallout 4 is boring. The perk system is much worse. The enemies are much worse. The shooting is. Listen, no one plays Fallout for the shooting. Okay, no one does. All of Fallout 4's weapons look like, I don't know, an asinine fever dream. You got these guns with battles like this, and it's like, what is the point of this even? Look at this shit. It's taking up more than a third of the screen. Okay, and it looks like ass, obviously. Oh my god. Okay, Fallout 4 is theoretically the most successful Fallout. True. But Fallout New Vegas is the best Fallout by far. And again, my Fallout of New Vegas supremacy will not stop, ever. Because why the hell would I willingly lower my expectations, my bar? Okay? I'm not gonna do that. If you want to be a meat popsicle Muppet style of idiot, go ahead, be my friend, whatever. Okay, we're not gonna be friends if you're a fucking meat popsicle. But if you want to be like that, sure, go ahead. Oh, but I will advocate for the better version, okay? Fallout 4 death claws are a joke. Fallout 4's weapons are a fucking joke. Fallout 4's a lot. Dialogues are a joke, okay? But they're not gonna change the dialogues, obviously, in 3. 3 is gonna have its own dialogues, and more is gonna survive now, too. Nuclear blasts in the face because reasons, obviously. God damn it, Moira. Anyway, the perk system in Fallout 4 is horrible. It's fucking boring. It is literally, oh, here's a thing. Here's a point you can spend in a thing, and it's plus 10 damage with automatic weapons. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. Fallout New Vegas also had these sorts of things, but Fallout New Vegas also had way better perks that you could pick. Some of them were fun, some of them were interesting, some of them had good upsides and pretty harsh downsides sometimes even. Most of the time that wasn't true. But still, at least you had something. The most unique perk in Fallout 4 was probably Lead Belly, which is literal fucking trash still. But hey, it is what it is. So, remaking Fallout 3 and putting it in line with Fallout 4 is a huge mistake, obviously.
Highly anticipated by our own community. Why is that? Because just Fallout rules. But Fallout 4 was really, really popular. And if we're comparing gaps, right? There was a 5-year gap between Oblivion and Skyrim, right? 06 and 2011. Meanwhile, with Fallout 3 all the way to 4, by the way, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to ignore New Vegas. We'll talk about it in a little bit here. We're talking 7 years. And Bethesda was saying, like, this is an opportunity to introduce it to new fans. So even more so in this case. So you bring it in line with Fallout 4. Fallout 4, one of its best improvements of the franchise was proper shooting. Now, it stepped away from too many of the RPG elements in turn, but it's proper shooting.
I mean, the shooting is still ass, okay? And again, one of the worst parts about, like, what is this? Why would I ever shoot someone with this instead of clobbering them in the face? It's like, it's such a waste to use a very, very good blunt weapon to shoot someone with. Like, it's so, it all looks just so goddamn dumb.
Elements in turn, but its proper shooting was a welcome addition. Fallout 3 doesn't even have aim down sights. This was something that was a selling point for Fallout New Vegas when it was coming out. Many of you may not remember because we're well past the marketing campaign, but that was something that I remember watching an IGN preview of them going, yeah, now you can actually aim down sights. So I think proper shooting, proper recoil, aim down sights are like the easy 1, 2, 3 to expect out of this, and bringing it right in line with Fallout 4, where if you played Skyrim, Oblivion Remaster feels really good. If you played Fallout 4, then the Fallout 3 Remaster / Remake should feel really good. So I think those are the easy 1, 2, 3. After that, we take a look at Oblivion Remaster. What's it doing that we should expect? Sprinting. They talked about it in the reveal stream. Sprinting was debated in the studio, and I get it because that on-foot exploration and getting from point A to point B is such a key part of the BGS experience. You don't really want to rush it, and the way that things load in on the map, you aren't really supposed to go too fast. This is something that I think, again, going from Fallout 4 to Fallout 3, you're modernizing the experience. Sprinting is an expectation. One of the most popular mods for Fallout 3 is a sprint mod that I believe the creator of it said they made it by creating mini explosions behind the player, and it kind of pushes them forward and creates the idea of sprinting because it is moving you faster. But the way they did it was just like an insane jury rigging of ideas. And when you look at Oblivion and some of its most popular mods, they got brought into that remaster. So I feel like Fallout 3 should have proper sprinting. But what's interesting is the Fallout 3 map is smaller, to at least my eye check, compared to Oblivion by a decent amount. And I think the reason Fallout 3's map feels big is it doesn't have sprinting. So if you can sprint across that map, you will get from point A to point B.
No, I don't believe that. Okay, sprinting is fine. The reason these maps feel big, even though they honestly kind of ain't in a lot of situations, is because of one very simple reason. And that is because there's a lot of things that you want to look at while going through the maps. Again, the old appeal of the old Bethesda games is the fact that you have starting location here, and then you need to go to a location here, and, well, maybe it's a straight line, but this is how you probably are going to that location, okay? It's not gonna be a straight line because there's a lot to see. Sprinting doesn't ruin that, in my opinion.
Much quicker. So I think there will be much more of an internal debate about this one, but my gut would say they're going to bring it in because it's just something that no one really argues with, getting from point A to point B quicker. So I think that'll be there. Visual uplift. This is where I feel like it's more concerning because this is the toughie. Fallout 3, why it's above New Vegas for me personally is while I value role-playing and
because you're a Muppet, Maddie. You're a fucking Muppet.
Choices so much, the atmosphere of Fallout 3 is so...
Also, because Todd Howard most likely has sent you multiple emails. If you ever say that New Vegas is better than 3, you are not getting any Bethesda privileges in your entire life. Got it, chump? Okay? Teleport's behind you, nothing personal, kid. Todd Howard, unironically, probably has done that, okay?
Undeniable, and a big part of that is that visual DNA. It is just that green and brown combined with that ambient soundtrack by Einon Zur. It is a thing that coalesces into a horrific post-apocalyptic environment, and that dark humor that kind of penetrates through sometimes through its characters is what really gives it that life. Plus, of course, the 50s music that will pop on sometimes. You're like, damn, what a vibe this series is. So obviously I'm expecting your texture uplifts, lighting implementation up the wazoo. Like, they brought Lumen into Oblivion Remaster, and it's wonderful. It's beautiful. The animations for combat, I'm hoping that they get the same uplift, whether it be reloading in first person, all the way to melee in first person, melee in third person. I think this is something that Bethesda really needs to keep pushing, because it's strange to say that their best third person animation experience.
God damn it. I'm looking at this and then thinking about Tainted Grail, and I'm like, yeah, if I was in a situation like this in a cave, I would be dead. There's no way you survive.
Because it's strange to say that their best third-person animation experience is in a remaster of their 06 game that was co-developed by Virtuos. Bethesda needs to make sure that if they're pushing the boundaries here, that Elder Scrolls 6 better look really good.
Oh god, this is consoles.
In third person. So with that expectation...
Oh god, why would you play anything on a console that requires aim?
In mind, I'm hoping third-person animation does improve a lot with Fallout 3. But like I was talking about, textures and lighting is the big thing for Fallout 3, where it's like, you gotta retain that visual DNA. But if you're bringing it in line with Fallout 4, what does the sky look like in Fallout 3? And that may sound like a stupid conspiracy.
Yeah, that is a stupid question, and no one fucking cares. I mean, you could have said that about the Oblivion remake also, but you didn't. Like, why are we grasping at so many useless straws here about the Fallout 3 remake, honestly? Like, well, oh, this rock is not gonna feel the same without the 5 polygon buildup. No, who cares? It's like, do you think you can't upscale this to look and feel like Fallout?
Conspiracy brain, Mr. Matty moment, but for real, like think about it. The sky in Fallout 3 is ugly. The sky in Fallout 3 is nuclear. It's radiated. In Fallout 4, again, the theme of that game is rebuilding. So when the sky is blue, there's a little bit of hope above you. But in Fallout 3, that's not the case.
Wait, the theme of 4 is rebuilding? I think we played vastly different games. The theme of 4 is take over the shithole that you were given because reasons, and your kid. Well, this is one of those situations where the parents don't love you enough, buddy.
At all. It's a bad situation here. So
Also, hashtag RoboSean is abomination upon God's green earth and creation and must be purged.
what does that sky look like? Do they bring it more in line with this is what a real sky would actually look like? Is that the expectation? I really hope they keep it with that green and brown and clean up the turd basically and just make that look like a shiny turd, because that would be, I think, Fallout 3 in its best, and let the lighting do a lot of the heavy work. And then the skyboxes are just anybody's guess, but I think that is, again, something that Bethesda needs to be really careful about, which is what I talked about in our Oblivion issues video. I talked about just how, like, hey, with color palette swaps and desaturation and saturation, those combine where it's like you can change the whole vibe of the game if you're not careful. One thing I
You know what's gonna happen if the color of the sky is bad? Someone's gonna make a mod for it.
haven't talked much about that I love in the Oblivion remaster is the full third-person camera control in Oblivion. And
By the way, do we even trust Maddie about playing these games? Because whenever he talks about these games, he always uses the same footage. Now he has edited, maybe that's what it is. But I don't know. For example, this goblin footage, I have seen it like a billion times already. Uh, a lot of these footages, we just have seen them before. The caravan footage here with the caravan going like this. I don't know.
in Fallout 3, when you rotate in third person, your whole character model goes with it. But in something like Skyrim, one of the best changes they made was detaching it from which way your character model was facing and having it just rotate around your body. This is just good for those epic peak of the mountain moments that you have in so many BGS games, and I hope they bring that into this remaster as well, that you can rotate that camera around your character. Facial animations, I expect these to be updated and look better. I think there was, if you look back at these games in their original states, Oblivion to Fallout 3, these games are right next to each other, 06, 08. I do think facial animations are something that improved between those two games, so I hope that they take that tech that they used to improve the facial animations in Oblivion Remaster and push it even further in Fallout 3. I also hope that they do the same thing with voice actors, bring in new voices to Fallout 3. They had more voices in Fallout 3 compared to something like Oblivion, where, again, Oblivion's such a huge world, so many locations, so many NPCs that everyone truly does start to sound the same. But I'd love to see, like, new ghoul voices. I'd love to see new NPC voices, that sort of stuff in the wasteland of Fallout 3. How about weather, though? That's something I don't think a lot of people are thinking about right now with Fallout 3. I hope they do
I mean, they can just add the weather from Fallout 4.
some weather. I mean, I'm not saying they do like a whole rad storm like in Fallout 4. If they did that, that would be really cool. But part of the reason they did that in Fallout 4 is like where the bombs landed and what corner of the map. So it kind of played into the lore, into the world space. But I would
Wait a minute, I don't remember this weapon firing like that.
like to see them include weather in Fallout
What?
3. Because again, that game is such a mood, but we've only known it in one weather pattern. What if it started to rain in Fallout 3? What is that like? What does that feel? I know I would just sit there, stop playing, and just
Is this video the most ginormous fucking reach Maddie has ever done? Because it kind of feels like it, okay?
watch and take it all in. And that would be friggin' incredible. So I pray, please put weather in this game. I don't feel like I'm asking for much, but I really hope they do push it a little bit and put a weather system in. And also just a little thing for the first person immersive bros and sisses. Hey, why not be able to look down and see your legs, see your feet? This is something that was added in mods as well. So I think all of these combine for a really good visual uplift for Fallout 3. Hey, how about other quality?
How do we feel about seeing hands and legs in games when they're scavenging? I think it's kind of neat. I don't think it adds too much, but I think it's kind of neat.
life enhancements from newer Fallout games. I'm not leaving 76 out of the bunch. Don't worry. See, I play 76. I pay attention. I love that 76 added a new items tab into the Pip-Boy. It's one of the best quality of life features for the Fallout experience that game.
To be fair, it's probably the only quality of life experience that 76 has ever did. Everything else is just backwards and stupid. 76 is not even a Fallout game, by the way, if you did not know. 76 is, by the way, there's usually a bunch of people saying, oh no, 76 is purple. No, it's not. It looks horribly outdated. It feels stupid. And look at this. The average player, when you're going to be playing this, you see this, it's going to go roughly to here and take up 1/3 of your screen. I can mentally block this out, but a lot of people can't. I remember when I played 76, well, like 2 years ago, just to see what's up, just to make fun of it. People would ask me, how the hell are you playing with your whole part of it? Because it's just, everything about 76 is pure shit, okay? There are no quality of life features, there are no good gameplay designs, there's nothing. Everyone who's saying you, oh, 76 is doing so much right, they're lying to you. They are just probably playing 76 because they have nothing better to do. The only thing 76 has going for it is the community. The community of 76 players are nice people. If you play 76 and you find someone, around, they're gonna wave at you and they're gonna drop like 52 trillion items because they're level 2000 and you're level 20 because you start the game at level 20. Don't ask me why, it's just that bad of a game. Okay?
Game has brought forward. That's because you're always looting in all of these games. Sometimes you accidentally pick up something.
Also, I don't know how I have done this in literally every single Fallout game except New Vegas, even though I tried. Every single Fallout game that I play, I exit the vault and I somehow go the exact opposite direction that it was intended. I don't know how, but I have done it. I did it in 3, I did it in New Vegas, and then got killed by Castors and decided to turn the fuck back. Then I got killed by Scorpions, and I decided to turn back. Then I got killed by Deathclaws. Okay? Well, it was an experience. In 76, I went the wrong direction. In every single Fallout game, I have somehow managed to go in the wrong direction. In Fallout 4, I kind of vaguely started going the right direction after multiple hours of play, but even there, I somehow managed to not go the right direction. I don't know how I do this, but I do it.
Something like, oh, I picked up an empty milk bottle. I gotta go to miscellaneous, scroll down, E, X, drop it. I would just love to have a new items tab added to the inventory system for Fallout 3 so that I can hunt through new items, new weapons, armor, that sort of thing. Things I want to drop, stim packs I want to take, drugs I want to take, and just have that there. Another thing I think that they could make an adjustment to, VATS. VATS is a real-time system in Fallout 4, and it keeps the action going. If you improve the shooting in Fallout 3, that brings up another design question. Do we change how VATS functions? Can you freeze time? I think because the game state of Fallout 3 can freeze, whether it's like you're in dialogue or you're in combat, I think they're going to keep it, but there is a world where
By the way, you just felt the typical Bethesda VATS lag. Look at this. Watch.
I think because the game state of Fallout 3 can freeze.
There we go. Look.
Whether it's like you're in dialogue.
He started moving the mouse because it's a little bit too late. This is the VATS lag, okay? This is when you click the VATS, it freezes, but none of this appears. So you start moving your mouse slightly frantically because you're slightly annoyed. Yeah.
Or you're in combat. I think they're going to keep it, but there is a world where I think they go with real time and just kind of slow-mo it a bit and have it drain your AP. I will be honest and say that Fallout 4 VATS versus Fallout 3 VATS, I do prefer 3s. I just think the pause, point, and shoot works really well, pays respect to the originals while keeping it accessible for new fans of first-person shooting in general, especially with the show's popularity. Like, there might be adults who don't play games who come in and play Fallout 3 Remaster as like their first Fallout game, And I think that's number one. I'm so envious of you. I wish I could re-experience this game. Maybe I would hate it for the first time like I did the first time I played it, but I wish I could re-experience it for the first time. But I think just having that accessibility option, maybe it's a tweak, maybe it's a toggle, like you can put it on real time. I think that would be a great accessibility feature there, but maybe they can scratch backs of both communities there. But I just think personally, VATS could see an adjustment. Some people seem to really like this, so I'm going to throw it out there as more of like a community thing, but Oblivion had a whole zoom feature for their map. Instead of like one map for the world map and one map for the local map, they just kind of made it where it's a map screen and you zoom in, and if you zoom in more, it turns into a local map. I think that would be
That's
a cool toggle.
good.
If there's a real thing I want them to include from the map system of Oblivion Remaster, it is absolutely, without a doubt, the filter and toggle system. If anybody has watched me in the rare days that I streamed, and when I was streaming, I was playing lots of things, but oftentimes in my early days of streaming, it was Fallout. And I always remember people telling me, like, go to this location to get this, and I'd like fire up the map. And I know these maps like the back of my hand, but when it comes to finding the icons, I'm like, I know you're in the Northeast, like somewhere around here, I think. I still can't find it. And then I have my chat just guiding me the whole way through. That was the Fallout 3 New Vegas 4 experience where I'm like, I know I'm in that, especially Fallout 4, where you have that sea of icons like in places such as the Commonwealth. I'm like, why isn't there a filter? Why isn't there a toggle? I love that Oblivion, with the amount of locations it has, this like, here's a camp, here's alien ruins, etc., etc. I love that there is a toggle. Also, we got to just talk briefly in this conversation because I feel like it would be cheap.
Oh, now he's gonna talk about New Vegas. Okay.
For me to make a whole other video dedicated to it, unless like something really broke about it. But what about other Bethesda games? If you do Fallout 3, I think the next natural question is like New Vegas, especially because
Todd Howard's gonna do everything he can to not remake New Vegas.
Gonna heavily spoil, but thanks to the Fallout TV show.
Because again, imagine how absolutely New Vegas would slap. Everyone knows that remaking Fallout 3 instead of New Vegas is already complete fucking bullshit that doesn't really make any sense. Okay? So, Todd Howard wants to remake 3 because remember, before Skyrim, before Starfield, his true magnus opus was Fallout 3. It was his baby, okay? He fucking birthed that shit from the loins of his ass and he was so proud of it. And then New Vegas completely eclipsed it because Fallout 3 is the first Fallout game we have. Okay, listen. New Vegas, 4, 3. That's how it goes. That is the ultimate supremacy list. Okay? Tier lists, baby. It is what it is. But yeah, Todd Howard is not going to remake New Vegas. He is going to do everything. I would not be surprised if Todd Howard, the absolute pathetic excuse of a manlet man that he is, would go so far as to say that he's gonna make a public fucking display and leave Bethesda if Microsoft says that Bethesda needs to remake New Vegas next. I think Todd Howard would go this far, okay? I think Todd Howard would really go that far. To just make it so that New Vegas doesn't exist. Again, in the TV show, he's making it that there's no future for New Vegas, and he wants to canonize it. He probably just so Microsoft forced Bethesda to sell the rights for a Fallout TV series. Again, keep in mind it's all Microsoft because the Fallout TV series exists. Bethesda would never allow that, but thankfully Bethesda was bought out by Microsoft. Microsoft regrets their decisions. Not as much as, you know, the 80 billion investment in Activision Blizzard. But, you know, 8 million on Bethesda is pretty fucking shit, and it has not seen any sort of recuperation at all. So, Todd Howard's using the Fallout TV series to finish off New Vegas. He wants to wipe it clean. He wants to make it that nothing there matters. And he was probably going to fully decanonize Fallout New Vegas' existence in general in the series. I mean, he's already... The series is already completely destroying Fallout lore, okay? And if you're going to tell me otherwise, you're just a shill. You're a tourist. You don't care. Shut up.
New Vegas is really in the conversation, and I feel like it is a missed opportunity to not just have something New Vegas kicking around, but if you can speed run a New Vegas remaster, that's an option right there. People have wanted this to come back for a while. It is a way to.
So this is how I think it's gonna go. First we had Oblivion, then we're gonna have Fallout 3, then we're gonna have Morrowind. Because Morrowind has so many options that you can do, it's insane. I'm mainly talking about, obviously, by the way, Morrowind, and then it's enough time is gonna be able to pass for Fallout 4 to be remade, and in between like 5 extra Skyrim Deluxe editions.
I think, satiate people while we hopefully one day get a New Vegas 2 or another spin-off from a company that's not Bethesda Game Studios. So, yeah, I think that one should be on the table. Morrowind is a strange conversation to have because I want to see Morrowind in this remaster category because it is the only BGS game, before things like Daggerfall and whatnot, that I haven't beat. And I know that's crazy to hear from someone like me who talks about other games, and I have such history with Morrowind. I played a lot of Morrowind. I just haven't beat a lot of Morrowind. But I just do have a lot of tough times getting into Morrowind fully. But this would require such a lift. And
yeah, Morrowind is a little bit, strange, okay? That because again, as a kid, I remember situations Morrowind, make new character, go do some random stuff, not even anything big, Go to sleep, get 5 levels. What? Why? Who? Where? Huh? What happened?
so many tough choices because I think some of the things that someone like me wants would strip some of the soul of the game away, to be frank. And I don't know if it would be a right or wrong choice to do that at the end of the day. It's a tough choice that.
Well, that's everything I wanted to honestly say, and no one cares what Maddie has to say, obviously. Anyway, that was Maddie. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.